This podcast is a part of the PodMania Podcasting Network. Check out podmania.co.uk to check out more of our great podcasts, features, reviews, match ratings and previews spanning the crazy and diverse world of professional wrestling.
You're listening to the PodMania Pro Wrestling Podcast, a sample of the best pro wrestling podcasts we can produce on our tiny budget. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, CastBox, and all other podcast platforms. If it's wrestling you want, check out more of our great content at podmania.co.uk. Let's do this.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the PodMania Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Goodwin, and I'm joined, as ever, by Garth Jackson and the YouTube sensation, the YouTube magnate, the YouTube guru himself. Chris O'Fucking-Brien. How are we, lads?
I've never had someone replace the apostrophe with fucking before. And I live in Scotland. We'll replace fucking with anything.
If it's Scotland, is it not cunt?
No, that's big. Frankie Boyle.
Cunting Brian.
I think Frankie Boyle put it best. In England, if someone says fuck, it's because they're annoyed. In Scotland, it's a warning that a verb is about to happen.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Garth, how's your week been? We talked about this on Monday, about how you were vim and full of vigour because it was Rumble Monday. And we talked about how broken you would be by Thursday. How broken are you today on a scale of 1 to I'm just fucked?
So full of piss of vinegar on Monday and like a limp cold mug of tea.
Mug of tea.
That's been sitting there for too long, but you're really thirsty, but you have to drink it anyway.
Oh, nothing quite beats rushing round, finding a cold cup of tea and just downing it in one. Even though it's rank, even though it is the most disgusting thing, you still down it in one.
You always think, I can't pull that away. I'm not going to pull that away.
There's people who are going thirsty. I can't justify throwing this rank cold cup of tea in it. I mean, there's a fly in it, but that's beside the point. I'm going to down it in one. Because we're fucking men, and that's what we are.
Good week.
Men are
started watching the new show the other night. Almost finished it.
What is it? Queen's Gambit? Because I want to talk to
Ted
Gambit.
Lasso.
Oh, that's disappointing.
On Apple. It's really
you must
funny.
be the only person who has an Apple TV subscription.
Well, I've got no else to spend my money on.
He's bought every game ever made.
So, yeah, I used to spend like close to 100 quid on petrol a month, and now I'm spending like 15. Glorious. It's really funny. It's about an American who comes to take over, to coach an English Premiership team. It's like a made-up team. It's like Dream Team.
Nice.
And no one used to watch that.
Yeah.
But it's really, really funny. It's really good. So if anyone has Apple TV, or just go and get the subscription and quickly watch it and then cancel it. Because you get like a week's trial.
I found out it's a glitch that's since been patched up, but on the WWE Network, it wouldn't know what PayPal account you were using, so I was kept on being able to get free subscription months because it couldn't tell I was using the same PayPal, so I had like a million emails because of that. But then they patched it up. It was the worst day of my life. Although, have either of you seen Queen's Gambit?
Yep.
What do you think?
Really good.
It's
really enjoyable.
Good. Oh my god, it's so good. Like the close up in people's faces. Oh, it's great. It's great. I want to play chess now. I'd be bad at it, but I want to play chess now.
It's one of those things where if you were to describe it to someone saying it's about chess, they were like, ugh. But it's like, no, it's more than that. But yeah, it's really good. Very good.
I joined a chess club when I was in middle school, and I was fucking diabolical at it. I knew the rules, and I was about as far as it went. And Midlands Today, who were like the local news in Stoke, They came to basically do this piece on a girl that went to our school who played for England chess. Yes, apparently England has a chess team. I didn't know this, but the girl in our year group did. She was in year 7, so that would make her, 13? Which is quite impressive when you consider it. And obviously they wanted her to be filmed beating someone at chess, so I managed to wangle it so that I was the one being played, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on the news. Yeah, so got my mum, my dad, my brother, rang my nan, everyone, watch Midlands Today, Rob is going to be on Midlands Today. And the fuckers cut my face out, and it's just my arm. I was absolutely gutted. I'd sat through a game of chess. She beat me in about 4 moves, but that's beside the point. I'd sat there, it was just my arm, and I was like, for fuck's sake. Ridiculous. It is a good game if you can get the hang of it, but I don't have the attention span for that kind of shit.
Me and Benjamin play it on the Lord of the Rings chess set.
Oh, I used to have one of those.
A total nerd. So yeah.
Was this girl by any chance an orphan who learned from a guy who taught her in the basement?
A red-headed orphan.
Oh my god! How did you know?
Was she also addicted to pills?
Again, it's like you were there. Do you know what? Genuinely, someone needs to make a Netflix series about this.
Did she go on to have a debilitating alcohol habit?
Yeah, she did actually. No, I haven't spoken to her.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't even have her on Facebook, and you have everyone on Facebook. People you've only spoken to once on a bus, you have them on Facebook, so clearly we weren't tight.
The guy
anyway,
who gave me a bottle of cider on a bus, that was cool.
Do you have him on Facebook?
No, I didn't accept his friend request, because honestly, once I'm off the bus, I'm just sort of like, cool. Like, I have a side.
And if you search for person who gave me cider on a bus in Facebook, just nothing comes up. I can imagine it's very difficult to find him. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get sort of back onto topic. In true WWE fashion, we are late to the party, so we are doing a Rumble watch-along, after the Rumble when it's no longer relevant. But we are going to basically do the episode that we missed last week. We did a rewind episode back to when me and Garth were doing the Rumble 2018 review. We're going back in time now to do a watch-along of what is lauded as the greatest Royal Rumble ever. I'm sure we'll have that discussion during the Rumble, but it is lauded as the greatest Rumble in history, and of course I'm talking about 1992. A little bit of background then. Garth, obviously you were the only one who will probably remember this live because Chris wasn't even a glint in the milkman's eye at this point, and I was 2? I wasn't even 2, because it was January 19th, so a little bit of background. This is the only Rumble, it was up until 2016, that was competed for the WWE Championship after some shenanigans between The Undertaker and Hulk Hogan. Another match we've watched along to, Survivor Series 1991, a 5-star classic between The Undertaker and Hulk Hogan. God, it was fucking shit.
You picked it.
I know, but because Ric Flair got involved, Undertaker got the title. Rematch was booked for this Tuesday in Texas, and Flair got involved again, so the title was held up, and it was decided that the Rumble 92 would be competed for the title, which makes this inherently more exciting than any Rumble beforehand. Chris, I'll start with you. Have you seen this Rumble before?
I have.
And was it recently, or?
Well, to be fair, compared to you two, everything I do is recently.
That's true.
But it had been with the network.
Compared to you two, everything for me is a new memory.
True that.
It would have been when the network first came out. I did a marathon of all Rumbles because I was in grammar school and had too much free time on my hands, as opposed to now I'm unemployed and have too much free time on my hands. Yeah, it's I have opinions.
Of course you do, because you're a smarky twat. Garth.
We're all smarky twats. We're hosting a fucking wrestling podcast.
Oh, God. We're going to fall out on this podcast. I can tell. We're going to fall out about this. It's not as good as 2010.
It's not.
Oh, mate, it's a completely... Shut up. Anyway, Garth, what about you? Do you remember this Rumble? What is your opinion of this Rumble? When was the last time you watched it? All that jazz.
Weird, because the first time I watched it was at my mate's house, and you know, when you're watching it with mates, you're not really paying massive attention. You're sort of pissing around. So then I watched it again a few years after that, and then I don't think I've seen this for a good, easily 10 years, probably more. So I forgot a lot of it. I remember like most of the big sort of bits. Funnily enough, I remember some of the stuff going into it, because this was the year just before this when the barbershop window happened. And it absolutely made me hate Shawn Michaels from that point. And then when he screwed Brett over, that was just fucking it. No redemption.
One day we'll go a podcast.
I was always Team Marty. So there was that. I was like, you had the Ric Flair doing the whole "I'm the real WWF champion."
Oh, when he came over from WCW with the actual WCW championship,
that's what I mean.
Fucking great.
I'm the real champion, so it's like brilliant. So, and like you say, the first time they had the title on the line, so I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to watching it, because there's bits that I totally don't remember, and I do remember who comes out first. For some reason, I always remember who came out first.
I think I remember who comes out first. I think if it's the right Rumble, which I assume it is. The first time I watched this Rumble was...
It's where they announce him from the wrong place.
Yes, it is. The first time I watched this Rumble, this is the first... So when I got back into wrestling, it was 2015, I think. No, 2014. It was 2014 or 2015. And it was the first sort of... It must have been 2015 because of the network. I watched it on the network. And it was the first retro thing I went back and watched, because I can't remember where I'd heard about it, but it was like lauded as this great show. And I'd always liked the Rumble. So I was like, oh, I'll watch it. And I just recognised all these people, because I had a little annual, the 1992 WWF annual. And literally everyone that came out in the Rumble was in this annual. And I was like, oh my God, it's Skinner. Or, whatever. I don't know if Skinner's, Skinner's in this Rumble. Skinner. I don't know if Skinner's in this Rumble. But it was just like, it's such a nostalgia trip. And the star power in this Rumble. For the time, there's no Rumble that has this amount of star power. If you watch as these people come in and just look at who is in this Rumble, it's astonishing.
It's mad because this is before Michaels was like a big thing.
Yep.
This was when like Roddy Piper was IC champion.
So the Mania immediately following this is Mania 8. So Shawn's not in the main event scene. Brett's not in the main event scene because Brett takes on Piper, doesn't he? WrestleMania 8.
Mm-hmm.
Papa Shango has a big role.
Papa Shango, the legend that is. So yeah, it's a different time. It's such a cool time in the WWF. Anyway, fire up your WWE networks, and if you want to find the 1992 Royal Rumble and skip to 1 hour, 26 minutes and 48 seconds, we will wait just a second for everyone to find that and to skip through the advert.
On the network, there's if you scroll down on the Rumble thing, it has just the match on its own little thing.
Yeah.
So you don't need to like skip to the matches. It's just that one full match. I think it's because it's free.
There you go. If you want to find that. That's absolutely cool.
Well, to be fair, we should probably decide which one we're doing, because otherwise one of us is going to be out of sync.
I've already got it paused, I'll be honest.
Right, okay, so let's just stick with...
Sorry. Sorry.
All right.
It'll be the same.
Yeah, it'll be roughly the same, won't it? They'll have just cut it out. Right. Okay, then.
You good?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, what we'll do is we'll count down from 3 and we'll press play. So, in 3, 2, 1, play. And I've put it on mute because I didn't want the 205 live advert to play.
Bam, 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 bam. Tell you what, network adverts got really annoying when I was doing about 2,000 watch projects this last week.
It's every time you come out of it now. Every time you come out of it, and it's really annoying.
And on my iPad, it keeps going, do you want updates? I'm like, no, leave me alone. I already feel dirty paying for this.
Vince, shut the fuck up and let the thing do his job.
Unbelievable.
What a maneuver!
That reminds me, I have an input for what the worst Rumble is.
Is it 2017?
No.
Is it
It's
2014?
2000.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it's
2000 is shit. When it could only be The Rock or The Big Show that won.
Oh, yeah, The Rock didn't even win. And then the only real spot was Taka Michinoku getting a concussion. And then Jerry the King Lawler going, I didn't know they had Chinese hospitals, when he find out he's been taken to fucking hospital.
Oh, it was... Oh, Jack Tunney.
I forgot about this bit.
Thank you very much, Howard.
Oh, God, that was actually a spot-on impression. I've never heard him talk before.
Thank you very much.
Wait, have I? No, did he ever appear on Saturday Night's Main Event? Because if so, I've heard him talk.
I think, didn't he just... He comes onto screen every now and then.
Yeah, he used to turn up as like the sort of... Because he was basically the sort of fake owner, wasn't he? He was like the figurehead.
The story of
yeah, because Vince didn't like people knowing he ran the company, despite the fact everyone knew he ran the company.
The story of Jack Tunney's so sad. Not one person from the WWF went to his funeral.
No.
Not one.
Bastard.
How sad is that? I mean, I think he'd fallen out with everyone. Apparently, from what I read, he was quite, he was, pretty money hungry, but, it's his funeral, man. Fuck's sake.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
1980s, 1990s WWF. We all fucking were.
It's our boy.
Oh, it isn't the Rumble that I was thinking of.
From Leeds, England. No, he's not. He's from Manchester.
It's all the North,
From
isn't
the
it?
north. From the north.
What's the Rumble then that Crush and the Crush and Axe Smash, two of the members of Demolition, come out? Is that 91?
We're all the same, really.
They are.
91, I think. Because I don't think... Because by this point, Smash is the Repo Man.
You know what I like
Yeah.
about... You know what I like about Demolition? It feels like, you know how like the Road Warriors based their design of like Mad Max or whatever?
Yeah.
It feels like Demolition based theirs of Pulp Fiction.
Get in.
But what a theme, though. I wish someone else would like just adopt this theme.
Money, 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 money. Well, Ted
Well,
DiBiase
James
Jr. did.
It's that guy. It's that guy in the Sherry Todd Pettingill, because he looks like Todd Pettingill.
Fucking horrible mullet.
They've all got horrible mullets. It's the 90s.
Tell you what, that was the
Look,
best
Ted
thing
DiBiase.
NXT
Look at
did
that
all
kid in
year.
there.
Go on, Ted, lad.
It's so weird that Ted DiBiase is being a chicken shit heel going after Bulldog, because that should be the order of things.
Can we both agree that the MVP of both 2020 Rumbles was Billy Kay? Absolutely fucking tremendous show.
That was funny.
Fucking hell.
Even made Shotzi Blackheart watchable.
I must admit, I massively enjoyed the Women's Rumble. I enjoyed the Women's Rumble, more than the men's this year.
I also enjoyed the Women's Rumble more than the men's.
Did
Mostly
I?
because of the ending. The ending was much better. Like the
Rhea
match
Ripley
within a
versus
match.
Bianca Belair. That's a match I want to see.
Yeah, because those two have chemistry. We had a good match at TakeOver last year too.
Mm.
Beautiful gut wrench.
DiBiase.
We don't see enough gut wrench moves, do we?
Not from DiBiase.
Not on a
Yeah.
piece like the Bulldog.
I think I know. I think I know what the answer is going to be. But have either of you two seen British Bulldogs or Japan stuff?
I have.
No.
I've seen some of it, should I say.
Yeah, because he's properly ahead of his fucking time in All Japan. Like he's doing PWG spots with the Malenkos. It's mad.
What's up?
Ted, no!
Listen
Look
to
at
the
the
pop as well.
size of his fucking chest and arms and back.
Yeah, it's weird because you know those like 80s action figures where the torso is like
Yeah.
massive. Like Bulldogs just look true to life. I used to have Bulldogs. It was weird. I found out a car boot sale for like 20p.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woo! Damn. We're gonna have to do the theme songs for
I
everyone.
thought have to walk past each other.
You know, I watched the Rumble on a Zoom call, like this year's Rumble, and we were all talking about how we were all curious what it'd be like to shag Ric Flair.
In his
'Cause,
day
like,
or
he-
now?
Just any time, because he must be good at it.
10,000
Wait.
women in.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you know how many virgins he's made bleed?
Still the greatest promo. The
That's such a
greatest
good
promo.
But I didn't realize I forgot he was doing the shtick with Lacey Evans. It was so weird when his
horrible.
music came on in the fucking Rumble.
Look at that. That bonnet of his, man.
He really bumped for that push, didn't he?
Looks like it's made out of plastic.
Lego hair.
It literally does look. It looks like, I imagine Flair's hair now is what Donald Trump imagines his hair looks like.
Yeah.
That's
Look at that.
fucking cool.
Okay, just walk towards the ropes.
Yeah,
Bulldog,
he
you
could have done that, to be fair.
Did you hear about that time? What was his name? Dan Severn.
Yes.
He threatened to shoot in a Rumble.
Yeah, because they wanted him to
Really?
tattoo 666 on his forehead.
Yeah, and no, what happened was, Garth, they wanted, Dan Severn, like, it's weird because he didn't really care about money because he was made from his actual fighting record. So, like, he was basically in WWF just to be there because why not? And they wanted him to join the Undertaker's thing, the
Ministry of
Oh,
Darkness.
the ministry.
ministry, yeah. And they were going to be like, okay, and we're going to tattoo 666 on you. And he was like, no, because I'm a Christian and I live in a Christian town. Like, I'd never be able to go back. And they were like,
Oh,
well,
man.
if you don't,
Oh,
and when they
sags.
tried to pull the whole, well, if you don't do what we say, we can make things very hard for you. He's like, how could you make things hard for me? He's like, well, we can have you lose. He's like, you can ask me to lose.
I get it.
But like, this is Dan Severn, at the time UFC champion, I'm pretty sure. So
Literally,
Imagine,
the only
like,
person who could
trying-
have stood up to him was Ken Shamrock.
yeah, no, like imagine. Well, not Godfather, but like imagine telling like D'Lo to shoot on to like shoot on Dan Severn, and it's just like no.
Who were the next lot of entrants after Dan Severn? Well, we've got Kai and Ty and Scotty Too Hottie.
That's what annoys me about the 2000 Rumble. Kai and Tai weren't even in it, and yet Taka Michinoku had
Oh
the
my
biggest
god,
spot in
the
it.
bump is horrendous.
He lands on his fucking head. It's disgusting.
Oh, it's vile. Woo!
And like I watch All Japan shit. That's all they do.
Nice.
Question: was tie dye actually cool?
Yes. I don't think
In
it
the
was cool.
60s.
I think everyone was just too stoned to realise it wasn't. Oh! Sags?
In the 60s. Oh, get in.
Oh,
It was
10
like
years
a
before
thing.
Maven.
And then in the 90s, it became a thing. Thanks to bands like REM and shit.
yeah, fucking great. Love
Dun. You see the little girl in the front row with the Road Warrior pads on?
I'm right.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful in on them.
Next time it zooms in on British Bulldog, just have a look, because the front part of his hair isn't in dreads, and it's all frizzy, and it looks ridiculous.
It's like an afro.
It's so
It
weird that he
does.
like.
That's
so
Haku.
weird.
Haku!
Like
King Haku.
you can ask him to lose.
Yeah. Can you go out there and let Bulldog throw you over the rope? No.
He can try.
It's right, we'll just
Yeah,
mace you
appa-
in the face. Oh, no,
To be
wait,
fair,
that
I
doesn't
know
work.
no instances where Haku refused to do business. He could just secretly kick your ass.
Yeah.
It's so weird with Haku because both his children are little bitches.
I don't know if you can call Tangaloa a little bitch. He's enormous.
He's enormous, but he sucks.
He might suck.
Yeah, he
you.
might suck, but I bet he's fucking. I bet
he's hard as fuck. Yeah, I was just gonna say. I imagine in
It's
that
like-
family,
he
Tamatonga
wears a
starts the
bullet
fight and Tangaloa finishes them.
He wears that Bullet
It's the
Club. He wears that Bullet Club bulletproof vest. Because he's scared of me.
It's funny the stories about like Haku, like on Jericho's podcast and stuff, where it's like people still call him Sir,
Yeah.
even though he's like nice
Fucking
as hell to them.
mental.
Fucking
Fucking
piled
hell.
in the middle of a rumble.
That wasn't planned, Hacky. It was just like, you're taking a pill.
Let's try this move on, yeah. Like Haku, there's a story about where they were out in Japan or something, or Mexico, and it was like Jericho, him, and somebody else. And Haku was like, "Should we have a drink?" And they're like, "No, we're gonna go back to the hotel." He's like, "No, we're having a drink." It's like, and he's like, every time he has a drink, they have to have a drink, and everyone was scared to say no.
I know, Garth. You could probably still take him.
I love the fact that Bulldog is trying to emulate Haku's hair.
Yeah, but you can't really imitate the original. Like, it speaks
Look
volumes of
at
Haku
that.
that he's
Fucking hell.
wearing those tights, and I'm still
yeah.
slightly scared of him.
And no shoes.
And no, to be fair,
Oh my god!
like nowadays,
he's
no
gone.
shoes.
Yeah,
Yes, see,
where'd
he does
that go?
business.
Eh.
Do you remember that Nitro we watched where Haku just started shooting on security guards?
I think
Oh,
he's
yeah.
cute. Goth knows he's sexy. He's
He's
got the
got those
looks,
looks.
that drives
He was
Chris
scum.
wild.
He does drive me
Can't
wild.
believe he did that to Martin
He is the
Jannetty.
second best wrestler to ever step in a WWE ring beside Daniel Bryan.
He's the second best member of the Rockers as well.
Mate, even Marty Jannetty isn't Team Marty.
Marty
He is
Jannetty is
Fitzgerald.
team.
Oh,
I am going
fucking
to
hell.
carry it. Have you seen his Facebook?
Oh my god,
post?
that
He's
was
fucking
horrendous.
amazing.
Did you see how much space there was between that Sweet Chin music and Ric Flair's
Yeah.
face?
Did you see him threaten to hire a hitman on his girlfriend on Facebook?
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
It was
Unbelievable.
amazing. We had
Yeah, I
different
mean, like,
definitions.
amazingly, like, sort of.
Did you see where he drunkenly admitted to a murder on Facebook?
Yeah, no, that's what.
That's the thing, eh?
Yeah, that's funny. I was reading that and I was like, "Is this Photoshop? What the fuck?"
And
I
then
was
he,
reading
then he
it
sort
like,
of went back and he's like, "Actually, I meant
yeah. Oh no, it was some guy that touched me and they never found his body. That's still quite bad, Marty. Jesus.
And the fact that he wanted to shag his daughter.
Well, yeah, that was weird, wasn't it?
I was about to make a redneck joke about it one because I don't want to lose our American audience. Although apparently, Rob told me today we're doing Stardom Cast is doing really well in Germany.
Yeah, we are 50, or we were 50. Oh, 50 summit in Germany, and the PodMania podcast is doing well in Australia. Hello to everyone in Australia. And Canada, apparently. I don't know whether it's just because people assume we're either Australian or Canadian.
If we're big in Germany, two things. One, we should definitely try and get WXW 16 carat invites.
Oh, the Matador.
El Matador.
Second of all, if we were around in the 80s, we'd have
Tito
brought
Santana.
down the wall. Fuck David Hasselhoff.
Tito Santana needs refreshing. What can we do with him? Well, he's Mexican. Let's make him a bullfighter. That's definitely not racist.
Or do you remember when we tried to do that with the Colognes who are Puerto Rican?
And then
Yeah.
got them a little person dressed as a bull.
They're vaguely Hispanic.
Ridiculous.
By the way, did you see the size of fucking Carlito on Sunday?
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
Jesus.
I saw something, I can't remember who it was. It was on Facebook and it said, it's like someone said, we can't afford Chris Masters and Carlito. So it's like Carlito just went, not a problem, sits on Chris Masters and absorbs him anally. I was like, what the fuck is that?
It's like that episode of South Park where Bono is the biggest shit in the universe.
Yes. It's mental to think that Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair put on a fucking classic at WrestleMania 24.
Didn't
Fucking
Mount only give that
16
like
years later.
Didn't Mount only give that 3.5?
Fuck Meltzer.
Hashtag fuck
Garth
Meltzer.
can take him.
Actually, Meltzer's jacked. Have you seen his arms?
Yeah, he is massive, isn't he?
Big arms.
But again, Garth has challenged.
NXT
Garth
Aren't you
is
owed an NXT Championship shot, Garth?
Yeah, he's
Still NXT champion.
he basically lost by counter. Yeah, Flair versus. I looked up Flair versus Sean. Got 3.5 from Meltzer.
That's Tito's finishing move there. The flying forearm.
Lex Luger rips that off.
That's the same rating as he gave to Orton versus Cena versus Triple H from the same night.
Oh, Barbarian.
The Barbarian!
I want Berserker to come out so I can make a fucking Clerks reference. Question. If he's a barbarian, why is he wearing trunks?
Because if he goes tackle out, mate, I don't think he gets the okay.
Yeah, but like he's a barbarian. He shouldn't know that.
That's the problem with this gimmick, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Why would a barbarian become a wrestler?
Okay, then why is the Bulldog not pissing on a lamppost?
Because that's just his nickname. That's established as just his nickname. But commentary are putting barbarian over as a legitimate barbarian, and we should treat him as such.
You don't know what barbarians do. Stop tarring all barbarians with the same brush, Chris. God, you're so intolerant.
I live in Scotland. I know about barbarians.
What, those Scottish barbarians?
Yeah, I can say that. You two can't say that.
Isn't like the Barbarian Samoan, really?
I don't know.
Or Tongan or something like that.
The Barbarian. Yeah, he's Tongan professional wrestler. He's only 62. I expected him to be older.
I thought you meant here. I was like, he looks fantastic for 62, to be fair.
Garth looks fantastic for 62.
Well, he did.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
It's funny because when you put in Barbarian, you just get a lot for Conan the Barbarian.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
An amazing film that needs to be on your list.
2, 1.
Rumble was made a lot
Tornado?
better by the entrance music.
Genuinely thought that was the Warrior then, briefly.
Oh, that's Von Erich, isn't it?
It's Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado.
Is he one of the prosthetic leg?
What?
Yes. Is he? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he's got static foot.
Yeah, because he's the only one who didn't go barefoot, wasn't he?
And he died not long. I think it wasn't that long after this.
Yeah, he was embroiled in drugs and stuff.
That's
Wasn't
one of the
it? Fucking
hardest
great. The Flair flop.
That was one of the hardest Dark Side watches. Was the
Von Erich one.
Yeah.
What a sell
I've seen
from
that one,
Sean that was. That's amazing.
Fucking shot. A young Hulk Hogan thinks, yes,
He
I
did,
need
he
to
did the
work.
Mr. Perfect sell there.
No, he did the SummerSlam 2005 sell. Which I can't believe we haven't watched yet.
What's that?
SummerSlam
Hogan one.
2005.
Go out and sell for me, brother. No bother.
To
I'll
be
sell for you.
fair,
I'll make
I'm
you look like $1
amazed
million.
they put literally the two of the biggest wrestling politicians of the 90s in a fucking ring and thought, this is going to go fine.
Let them sort it out.
Yeah, like they looked at Hogan, who literally booked himself on top to the detriment of a company that went under by the end of the by 2001, and Sean, who alienated basically the whole locker room to the point where he had to find God for people to trust him ever again. And thought, you know what, this will be fine. It is like leaving 2 toddlers and some paint in a fucking room.
I mean, I don't
White
think it's
room.
his.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
Oh my god,
my,
Garth, the Repo Man, the favourite.
My
What's yours is
18-month-old
mine.
nephew does have more of a sense of charity than Hogan ever did.
I love the fact that apparently Repo Men are only Repo Men once they have been run over. Because that is the only thing I can think that fucking pattern is on there.
And his jacket has the tyres on the
You know what I
shoulder
think
pads as well.
You know what I think it was? He wanted to have the checkers because Scar was really big around this time. But McMahon was like, no, Scar on my TV, brother. He's not a UB40 fan.
Still baffles me that this was actually Barry Darso's idea. Who the fuck chooses to be a repo man?
I like the thought of like he dodged his taxes or whatever, and someone was taking his tally away, and he was like, "I have an idea."
I think he's getting mixed up between Cat Burglar and Repo Man, though.
I don't know. Have you ever played GTA 5?
True.
I mean, by the end of that, you end up robbing a bank, so like, it's not the best. Actually, you rob like 3 banks in that game. It's ridiculous.
I'm amazed Kerry Van Erich has actually got away with this gear. Like, talk about gimmick infringement.
Yeah, but to be fair, didn't they bring him in because they didn't trust the Warrior?
No, Warrior's not in the company at the moment.
Yeah,
he comes back in the main event, doesn't he? Of Mania 8. That's fucking hodgepodge. From the beatdown of Papa Shango and
like,
Sid.
Rant though, how the fuck was Sid in the fucking main event of Mania 8?
He's been in the main event of 2 Manias.
2 Manias, and I'm watching through 2000 now, and fucking Sid showed up twice in 1 month.
The Hammer Valentine.
Greg the Hammer Valentine. Didn't he say that women shouldn't wrestle? Wasn't he the one who said that?
He was one of many from this era.
Yeah. And to be fair, he was never good.
Nah.
No one has a fond Greg the Hammer Valentine memory.
I think like he's more so sort of remembered from like the territories and NWA and stuff like that, where before he was this sort of
I'm gonna have a look.
Bloated
Greg.
thing.
I think my favourite thing from him was Rhythm and Blues, where they made him dye his hair black and be Elvis. Tremendous.
Greg the Hammer Valentine cage match.
Because by this point he was pretty much like
done
at the end.
Yeah. I think you're right there, Garth. I think he's more territories.
Career.
I'm pretty sure he held titles.
He wrestled up until 2019.
Fucking hell.
What?
He had 2 matches in 2019. One for East Coast Pro Wrestling against him and Andrew Anderson against Pete Nixon and the Executioner, not Terry Gordy. And then Colt Cabana, him, and the Honky Tonk Man versus David Arquette, RJ City, and the System. What the fuck? I need to see this match. What the fuck?
Nice.
The promotion is literally called How, H-O-W.
How is this thing going?
Yeah. Ken Anderson was on that card. What the fuck is this card?
I want to see the Barbarian versus Haku.
Ultimo Dragon versus Adam Rose. Ultimo Dragon versus Adam Rose versus Super Crazy versus Wildcat.
Oh, Jesus.
I need to see this card. Oh my god.
How old is he there?
He does not look good, does he there? Jesus.
Right, I need... at some point, we're going to have to watch...
Hello? Jesus!
Oh, wow. Fucking the CM Punk entrance. He's about to cut a pipe bomb.
Nikolai?
Calm yourself down, mate. Now, is he Russian or is he United States at this point?
Good guy. Look at Barbarian not selling.
I'm looking through his cage match ratings, and he has he has 3 4+ things from Meltzer so far, but none of them on cage match has gotten over 7. His best match apparently was against Valentine. Apparently his best match was against, by the looks of things, was a dog collar match with Piper in Jim Crockett.
I think I've heard about this match.
To be fair, I know about this match because they mentioned it a ton on the commentary for the Brody Lee versus Cody match.
Is this the one where Piper lost hearing in one of his ears or something?
Possibly, because Greg Valentine doesn't seem like someone who would
Volkov's gone.
You know.
Did the Repo Man just eliminate Volkov?
Oh, yeah.
What a weird elimination. As Cat Burglar, Repo Man makes his way around the ring again.
Greg Valentine just hit figure 4 on there, Ric Flair. They're saying to each other, too old for this shit now. Six. Big Boss Man.
The Boss Man.
This is Bobby Heenan on top form as well in this match.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He just keeps saying stuff like, stop the match, Ric Flair needs a break. Stop the match, he needs a drink of water.
Oh, Valentine's gone. Bye, Greg. Don't save him. What are you doing, boss man?
Fucking hell, what happened there?
Bye, Repo Man.
I'm a nervous wreck.
Heenan's fucking great.
Oh, yeah, tremendous.
It's so weird because so many commentators age like milk. Especially colour ones like Lawler.
Bulldog!
Oh, man. But like Lawler, Styles, they sort of age like milk. But then you have Heenan, who's fucking timeless.
And Texas Tornado's gone. Flair's on a tear. A Flair tear.
But this time not of his pants.
Not of his pants.
Get away from that big country hick.
Me and Garth talked about this in a lost episode that never saw the light of day, but Flair loves getting his ass out, doesn't he?
Oh, he always. Oh, there goes Tito
Santana and Sean.
Oh, there goes Sean.
Oh, Hernandez.
Genuinely thought that was Jake the Snake Roberts briefly.
I'm very curious to see if Hercules Hernandez...
He's knackered already.
Rick, let's go in the corner where I can just fucking stand for it. What are those punches? The Shane McMahon school of punching.
Don't give Shane McMahon a bad name.
Not on his feet, look at him.
Hercules Hernandez. Career.
He's dead, I think, is he?
He hasn't wrestled since 97, so he probably is dead. Hercules Hernandez. Yeah, he died of heart disease. That's bad.
Just look at the talent in the ring. Barbarian, Hercules. Oh.
Yeah, I was sold on this. Rumble's amazing.
What the hell?
Tell you what, though, Boss Man is such a good big man.
Boss Man's great. Boss Man's great.
Believe it or not, Barbarian has wrestled in 2020.
Christ.
So he wrestled on in a ball for all. The Cock Torturer World Order with Fake Sting, Mr. Hughes, Barbarian, the Karate Man, the Warlord, and Virgil defeated Chad Too Bad and Sex Ferguson. Oh, this is on Talking Shop Mania.
Oh, jeez. What the? Oh, my God.
Oh, that was a bad thing.
Yeah, that... Jesus.
I just want to... Oh, so... in GNW Annihilation... Two Code Scorpio and the Blood Hunter defeated Meng and the Barbarian last year.
Fucking hell.
I know Meng and Barbarian team quite a lot.
But in 2020, against Two Cold Scorpio.
Yeah, obviously.
Classic rivalry.
Piper wins the Continental Championship earlier in the night, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did. He would have, wouldn't he? Because he goes on to face Brett at
Right, yeah.
Mania in what is actually the best match of that night.
A really good match.
What year is this? 92. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not the match of the year, but like
it's not match of Mania.
Look
It's
at
one
that,
of
man.
them. That
That's
was
brilliant.
fucking great. So, what's it's a really good match? Flair versus Savage.
You know what it is? Like, Piper.
Flair versus Savage is really good, but I'd argue that Piper versus Brett was better because Brett's a genius and Piper would actually put him over, which Piper never did.
Piper's, like, so underrated as far as he's always remembered for, like, promo and stuff. But when he's on it, he's, like, really, really good. Like, really
if you ever
honest.
watch his territory stuff, he fucking bleeds buckets. It's ridiculous. It's sort of like the same appeal
Probably
as
went the
Flair,
hard way as well.
where he's like properly old school. Actually, Flair's probably a bad comparison. More like. By the way, it was a bad day when we found out that Roddy Piper wasn't Scottish. It was a bad day in Primary 7.
The
let me tell
bagpipes,
you.
wasn't it?
No, because here's the thing. We were to do a class project on a Scottish sportsman, so me and my friend picked Roddy Piper. This is like primary 5, I'd be like 11.
Is there any
And
famous Scottish like sports people?
Andy Murray.
When you were in
No.
school?
Yeah, Andy Murray was around when I was in school. Andy Murray's been around since like 2007, 2005. I'd still be in primary school when he got big.
The greatest Scottish sportsman of all time was Gary McAllister.
Is that a footballer?
McAllister. Leeds United
Leeds-
player. Here
Leeds
we
United
go.
captain.
Jake the Snake. How like I don't want to be mean, but how the fuck is he still alive? He's one of those. He's one of those people like Keith Richards, where you're like, how the fuck have you survived?
He's one of those ones who probably looked a lot older than he actually was.
Oh yeah, no, because I
Like
remember we
Hogan
looked
as
this
well?
up once, and to be fair, Hogan looks old because he looks like a fucking prune.
He was like 30, or he was only like mid-30s when he, in like 92 or whatever. Like,
Jake Roberts is currently only 65, so in 92
Exactly.
he'd be. I'm bad at math. Someone help.
35, 34, 35. Maybe 30 years ago.
Wait, there's a better way to do this.
He was fucking class, wasn't he? For a heel, listen how over he actually is.
Which is when he was doing the whole trust me gimmick.
He'd be
Yes.
34 here.
There you go. He looks 40s, mid
He
40s.
does. He looks 50s. He looks like he looks like Trevor from GTA 5.
Looks like a second-hand car salesman.
He slaps the camera roof, but fucking
You know what?
drugs fall out the top.
Piper's like the blueprint for Stone Cold.
He
Because
is.
he was always like the neutral. He was always like riding the line between heel and cool.
Did I ever tell you about?
Cool heel.
Did I ever tell you about the time I saw The Addiction of Daniels and Kazarian at Nuclear Heat in Edinburgh?
Yeah, you have, I think.
So they were like, we're gonna come up with the best Scottish sportsman, Roddy Piper.
Hey.
Everyone was like, he's
Fucking
Canadian.
hate this man.
Oh.
He's
I hate
fucking
Jim Duggan
shit.
too.
He's
he never
fucking
lost.
shit in the ring.
And he refused to lose as well, didn't he? Like, he went up against Vader at Starrcade 94, and I don't think he lost clean. Hang on.
No, he didn't.
That's disgusting when you consider it's Vader, and if Vader wanted to, he could have murdered Jim Duggan. Like, Jim Duggan had no right to have the ego that
Jim
he
Duggan
had.
was apparently a legit fucking hard, like badass.
Okay, he had no right to have the ego he had, right? It's like Bull Dempsey refusing to appear on the
like
podcast.
kind of like as a sort of talisman. He was like the Cena of the day though, because the WWE could just put him out there, and it would turn the crowd.
I've never heard someone compared John Cena to Jim Duggan for as long as I have
I'm not
lived.
sure Cena would thank you for the comparison, Garth.
No, neither do
What
I.
I mean is the talisman that could put him out there, and he would just shout USA, and it would just turn the crowd.
It's America. You could put anyone out there, shout USA, and the crowd would probably turn.
I'm watching 1997 WCW at the moment, and
I thought you were doing 99.
No, 97.
No, 2000. Have you decided to quit 2000?
I watched 2 episodes of Nitro, mate, and I was done.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So Duggan had a TV title match with William Regal. And
I watched that. For my 97 project earlier in the year, and Jesus Christ, that was bad.
Shit. I think I gave it a 1/4 star just because I felt sorry for Regal. Oh my god. It went to a time limit draw, clearly because Duggan wouldn't lie down.
Yeah, by the way, you're going to love Regal's work in 97. He's so good.
I fucking love Regal anyway.
He's great. He's one of those people who just gets it.
Regal could shit in my cereal and I'd say thank you.
Oh yes, iOS.
As long as he's shouting
that
war games while he's doing it.
Papa Wyatt.
Tell you what though, it is brave of IRS to wear such a translucent shirt.
That's your issue with the IRS gimmicks.
No, that's think because like he is sweating through that shirt, and I bet you he left the arena in that shirt.
I think it's more the tie that's probably the bothersome thing.
All those braces.
Question: if he's wearing the tie, does that count as a foreign object if it's part of his attire?
If he strangles someone, huh?
Yeah, I was just going to say, he can get fired for that.
Daniel Bryan. Did we ever get a Flair versus Jake the Snake feud?
Duggan, are you a fucking idiot? Why are you stopping people eliminating Piper?
Why are you questioning whether Duggan is an idiot? It's like going, Garth, are you Geordie? Of course he's Geordie. Listen to it.
I'm sure Tim Duggan is a lovely bloke. I don't know why.
I'm not. But 9 times out of 10, I'm sure he's a cunt.
Yeah. Posh. Oh, they missed it. Fucked that up.
I'm actually curious what else is happening in wrestling in '92. What was happening? Best of wrestling.
Misawa won the Triple Crown, I believe, in '92. Was it his first Triple Crown?
Is that the year he got it from Hansen?
I think so, '92.
That sounds about right to me. Sting versus Vader happened.
Oh, Jimmy Snuka!
He's gonna kill it.
Ooh.
Oh, War Games happened. Sting, Ricky Steamboat, Barry Windham, Nicola Volkov, and Dustin Rhodes versus Steve Austin, Rick Rude, Ann Anderson, Bobby Eaton, and Larry Zbyszko.
Was that Wrestle War?
Yeah.
That's a good show, that.
Oh, 92. That's the year Hart versus Bulldog happened. Still a classic. It is amazing to me that Bulldog got carried through that because he was basically on a come down throughout that whole match.
Coked out of his skull.
Yeah. Right. Neither of you are going to fucking care, but Manami Toyota versus Inoue happened this year, and it's fucking incredible. Go out and watch it. I'm going to make you watch it for a watch-along one day. And Rob, last year Kabashi and Kikuchi beat Dan Koffa and Doug Furness.
Oh, okay.
With like that, the one time a Hiroshima crowd was hot.
Well, wasn't the one time.
What's Snuka doing?
See, if Snuka approached wrestling the way he approached domestic relationships, we might get some good matches out of him.
Stop it. Look at these two, man. Fucking hell.
Oh, these two are Piper and Flair. Jesus Christ. A young Walter takes notes.
They were good friends, apparently, in real life. Like, really, really good friends in real life.
That's where the best matches come from, isn't it?
Yeah,
I imagine
definitely.
Flair is one of those people where you go on one night out with him and you're best friends for life.
Yeah.
Oh, my
you know
God.
that one person where, like, you'll go on a
looks
night
like
out.
Flair has got some sort of boil on his back.
It does, doesn't it? You know, Flair
Is that
strikes me
where
as
he
he's one of-
Is that something from maybe his broken back from that plane crash?
That might be it, actually. It's amazing to me that Flair used to be like a big, heavy character. He used to be like 300 pounds.
Proper.
Yeah.
Here he is. Paul Bearer is entering the Rumble. Oh, no, wait. Imagine if Paul Bearer was in the Rumble.
It's the Undertaker before he started having good matches.
It's weird, Undertaker. It's still weird because it's like in 2006, Undertaker flipped a switch and was like, I'm going to be a good wrestler now.
Ginger Taker.
It's crazy. See, Undertaker only looks the way he does now because he's happy that everyone in the locker room has a gun instead of a Nintendo.
He certainly didn't make himself very popular, did he?
I don't know. I'm starting to think there's a reason WWE didn't let Undertaker speak for the last few years. Because Jesus Christ, he's a bit of a cranky old man, isn't he?
Fucking hell. Bye, Snooker.
Well, he's quote-unquote old school, isn't he?
Say that again?
And he's from that era, and he's from that area.
I don't know. He's from that era, but like so is Flair, and Flair seems like he would actually join in if he said, "Do you want to play Mario Kart?" I mean, he'd make you take like 3 shots before you.
Every time you go around a corner, pop a pill.
Yeah, take a shot every lap.
But like, if he thinks that
Fuck
everyone's
off,
playing
Duncan!
Nintendo, like he clearly hasn't seen Scottish independent wrestlers, but always trying to fucking get with fans after events. It's weird.
Remember, this is the event that Jim Duggan made famous.
I don't think it was Duggan, mate. I don't think people. I don't think the first thing someone thinks when we think Rumble is, you know what, Duggan.
Jim Duggan.
Jim Duggan
inaugural
probably
winner.
thinks of himself first when the Rumble is brought up.
Jim
Like, I
Duggan,
bet
the
you when Duggan
greatest
makes his,
wrestler
like-
never to win the WWF Championship.
There can only be one first.
That's actually a good conversation. Who is the best wrestler who's
Here
ever
he
appeared in
is.
WWF? Who never
Who's
won
what?
the WWF champ? Who's the best wrestler who like actually wrestled in WWF who's never won the title?
Perfect.
Piper.
Both amazing answers.
Ted DiBiase.
DiBiase. Jake the Snake.
DiBiase. Shamrock. Shamrock, I think, would be given the championship in today's day and age.
Malenko.
I'd love to have seen
Regal?
Malenko with it. Regal's a good shout.
Wasn't
Razor,
Regal meant to
maybe?
win it?
I think
Who?
when you consider that Razor Ramon in 1995, you look at the fucking
Owen?
shambolic state of that. Owen is a great shout. The shambolic state of that roster in 95, and they couldn't have put it on Razor Ramon. I mean, I know he didn't particularly won the belt, but that's beside the point.
Oh, we just realised Jake. I just realised Jake the Snake. He never won it.
Yeah, he never won. He never won anything, did he? What?
Um,
Macho Man going? Oh,
These two had a feud, didn't they? So
The feud with the snake.
Yeah,
man.
but apparently, so Macho Man didn't get eliminated off of this. Look at Undertaker trying to fucking figure it out.
But then
hasn't Taker just gone over the top rope as well, though?
Yeah. No, he went through the middle. Oh, Savage just banged his head off a railing.
But then Savage tried to pin on another one as well, so he clearly doesn't get it.
Did Savage ever wrestle as Bonesaw?
No.
What a cameo! What a cameo!
Bonesaw is ready.
ready.
In the... Hang on. Let me consult my rankings. Oh, my Australian friend just wished me happy birthday. That's funny.
Go
Go on.
Still going at it.
Yes, Randy Savage appeared in the 5th best Spider-Man film.
5th best.
Yeah, it's beaten by Homecoming,
Everything
Far
else.
From Home, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
With the bottom
Love it.
3 being Amazing 1, 3, and Amazing 2. Thing is, I like Amazing 1. I know you two don't.
No, I don't mind Amazing 1. It's Amazing 2 that just kills
Amazing
the
2 's-
franchise.
Amazing 2 is dog shit, isn't it?
Absolutely awful.
It was,
Like,
only
it's-
made to, it was only made to keep the license.
No, that's the thing, because Amazing 2 is... It's weird, because Amazing 2 sees the best part of this franchise, which was Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, and decides to kill it.
It's because you're using emotionless turd Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield's been in some good films.
Yeah, he hasn't necessarily been good in them.
Social Network.
Again, he was all right.
He was good. That monologue he gave, that was fucking great.
Just quickly, I've just watched the episode of Nitro in 997. I know I'm coming back to it, but where Savage returns after he's been beaten down by the NWO. And, it's a Berserker, Chris!
My love for you is like a truck Berserker. Would you like to suck my cock, Berserk? Have you watched Clerks yet, Rob?
I haven't, no.
Ooh, you should watch Clerks.
Like some making fuck.
See, Rob knows what we're talking about, but only because he's watched the OSW review.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we saying about Nitro?
Oh, yeah. And it's the episode where Savage comes back and just gets a steel chair, sits in the middle of the ring, and waits until someone comes to him. So he's like, I think he's waiting for Bischoff. And people keep coming to him and say, look, we need to start Nitro. He just keeps beating the shit out of them and throwing them out of the ring and sitting back down waiting for it. It's fucking great.
That happened a lot on Nitro, didn't it? Someone always just stood in the middle of a ring while people were like, we need to continue, and they just beat them up. I like to think it was all a shoot.
I must admit, 97 WCW is very, very enjoyable to watch.
It is, especially the cruiserweight stuff. But cruiserweight stuff is ahead of its time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, are you watching you're watching all the Nitros? Are you also watching the Clash of Champions?
Yes, I'm on the go home for that Clash of Champions and Sold Out.
Tell me when you watch Malenko versus Dragon from that Clash of Champions, because it's really good. I watched 97 on the year, so I have a lot to talk about for 97. Also,
Roddy
warning
Piper
for that.
channeling his inner Undertaker there.
Warning for the upcoming pay-per-view for
It's shit,
WCW,
I
by
know.
the way. Oh, it's shite.
shit.
It's completely
There's
shite.
one
It's
good
the
match.
worst. Where's two? But about 6-man. If I'm thinking of the right show, about 6-man was also pretty good.
I think the Guerrero 6 ladder match.
Oh, is this sold out? Oh, yeah, that's the only good match. Jesus Christ, what a shocking show.
Oh, fucking hell, what was that? What the fuck was that the Berserker's just done?
Rock Savage or Virgil.
Oh
Would
my
you
god.
like-
Are you ready, guys? Are you ready for the punches?
The only
Soul
thing I
Train
really know-
Jones.
The thing I most know Virgil for is he was a free character in WWE 2K14. Like, they gave away, like, a free character to entice you to get the rest of the pack, but they didn't entice you because they gave you the giant Virgil and Samurai. I'm like, yeah, I don't want any more of this. Tell you what, though, for a while, do you ever do that thing in Universe mode where you make your rosters, make your champions, and then sim for a year, so you have to book your way out of whatever's happened?
I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, I did that once, but I forgot to take Virgil off a roster. And he was Intercontinental Champion. And then I was simming everything, but no one could beat him. It was fucking ridiculous.
I did one, I think it was on 2K14 or 14 or whatever. And it was like, it must have been the first one where Drew was in it, where he was like the next big thing.
Oh, that'd be 12.
And-
14, he was 3-man band.
And it might have been that one, I can't remember now, but I remember setting it up so he was like Intercontinental Champion, and then I simmed it for a year. And then when it finished, he had to retire for a career-ending injury.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell.
They did that, didn't they?
Jesus.
So I couldn't use
2K14
him.
got deep.
Have you
couldn't
guys
use
ever
them.
played Fire Pro Promoter Mode? Because it gets fucking weird. Like, I had one where AJ Styles got arrested for drunk driving. And to be fair, Ric Flair got done for being rude at a party, which, to be fair, sounds like a very Ric Flair thing to do.
That Wrestling Empire that I've got on the Switch, I've played it like for years on the PC and stuff. But, on the Switch one, I set it up, and because it's got like a weird mix of wrestlers. They're all fake, but it's quite it's quite easy to work out who they are.
I'll break
Yeah,
your back and make you humble.
I need to get that on, but it's quite expensive on Switch. I would say expensive. It's like 15 quid, isn't it? But for what it is, it seems expensive. Is it how
One
much?
of
Is it?
I don't know if you can get it for now, like or next to
Oh, if
nothing.
If that's,
The thing on PC is you can get all the
the real world mods, yeah.
The mods, aye.
To
But
be
on
fair,
mine, I've got one, and it's like, because you basically just go through a career, but at the beginning you're just like a nobody. But then every week it'll have like a news roundup, and then on mine it has unfortunately, I can't remember what the WWE is, what they're called, but champion has had to vacate the belt after he died. I think it was John Cena. And he died. Fucking hell.
I love the fact they had to specify that it had to be vacated due to death.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of goes with the territory, really, doesn't it? If he's dead, he's going to have to vacate it.
And then in another one, there's one where somebody gets locked up for 6 years.
God, fuck for?
Doesn't tell you, just says they've been found guilty at a trial and they've been in prison for 6 years. It's like, fucking hell. I'll sim it 6 years and see what happens. It's worth getting though if you want a quick, easy, but unbelievably deep wrestling game. Look at the people in this ring. Fucking hell, man. Sheik, who looks ready to pop.
Say that, look at Duggan, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got King of the Universe, Virgil, who got his cock out on Cameo.
Nice. Oh, the model.
He was
Martel.
Great. Rate the Model Martel for, obviously, I did a Super Brawl 8 review for the website, and he was in the first match with Booker T for the US Championship, tore his, I think it was all the ACL and MCL in his leg, in his knee, sorry, and carried on wrestling and changed the finish because he was supposed to win, so they had to change the finish on the fly. And for the finish, he came off the top rope and landed on both feet. Bearing in mind, he just basically destroyed his knee and he was in agony. And properly put Booker T over. It was a fucking great match, especially when you consider that halfway through he's basically wrestling on one leg.
I read because remember, I've not seen that show, but I read your review for it on the website. And I was like, no way that fucking happened.
But you can see where it happens because he comes off the top rope and he hits his leg on the middle rope. And it's a really innocuous thing. Someone's just been eliminated and I didn't see who it was. It's not Duggan and that irritates me. Oh, well, Sheik, that's fine. This isn't
Sheik
where... Oh, no, of course it's not. I was just going to say
He
this
probably
is
just
where...
shouted at him. He probably shouted at him all caps, you motherfucker.
Didn't Sheik call out Boris Johnson the other week?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Glory. As three people who, not to get political, doesn't like the Tories. That was fucking glorious. But to be fair, you could have guessed that I'm Scottish and Garth is from Newcastle, so...
Why is Duggan getting in every fucker's way?
Because he's a cunt.
Honestly, he's got one move and it's a punch and it's always bad.
Have you seen that one where he found out he was Irish?
No.
Fucking ridiculous. He went to an Irish pub. Oh, fuck
my God,
off.
it's Curtis Axel.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mr. America.
No, that was just a rumour, mate. He took
But
a lie
lifted his
detector
mask
test.
up. It was only a rumour.
Brother.
By the way, I can't believe he has an American flag on his attire and they fucked it up. How do you fuck up a flag?
Sell for me, brother.
Well, this is the only time Berserker is going to get any offense in on Hulk Hogan, ever.
This is the moment where, if you wanted to, you could shoot on Hogan.
Oh,
And
yeah,
there's nothing you can do.
absolutely.
So you're saying pull a Rumble 2005 where Benoit, Guerrero, and
That is-
Hardcore Holly shot on...
It's
they
the
shot on...
most
Who is it?
uncomfortable. It's the guy
Daniel
who
Puder.
won, Daniel Puder.
Because basically what
Because it
happened...
was like Tester's
Oh.
medal, wasn't it?
Basically what happened... Oh, that was a lovely little landing
Oh.
from Taker there.
Oh, bandana's off. Oh, no, the Berserker! Oh, he's on my pick to win it!
But So what was it? It was Pewter. That for some reason Kurt Angle challenged him to a shoot fight, not realizing that Pewter had MMA experience, and Pewter locked him in a what was it, a Kimura, because Angle just didn't cover himself properly because he didn't think he had actual experience.
Yes.
That was Virgil.
Sorry, Duggan's gone.
Yeah,
oh, Skinner.
So.
Oh, he's got the shit running all down his fucking face and that. That's vile.
How far ahead of us are you?
Yeah, is this because you're using the actual? I knew this was gonna fucking happen.
So we've just got Skinner coming in.
Skinner,
really?
That is how far you are. Fucking hell, he's got all the shit running down his face.
Yeah. While we're at it, it's about chewing tobacco.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope it's chewing tobacco.
It's not, hopefully, what else could it be? Motor oil.
Chewing tobacco is the best it could possibly be.
What the hell's Hogan doing with this shirt? Oh.
Well, I like what the chewing tobacco is, but it's one of those things where Stan Hansen literally did it better.
Is IRS wearing Hulk Hogan's shirt?
He just had it wrapped around him.
I know you sure look so good when it's just hanging off your back. What are we on about? All right, so on the subject of Skinner, what's everyone's favorite Simpsons episode?
Possibly say.
I
like the Max Power one.
Ah, Max Power.
Max Power. He's a man.
The one where Homer almost causes a meltdown in the power plant.
Oh, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Moe. That's fucking great.
It's the bit where he's too fat and he has to use a mop he has to use all because his hands are too big for the telephone.
Yeah, and he's wearing
wears
a flowery dress.
Yeah, he wears the moo-moo. That's a great episode.
So he's at home where it says press any key, and he's like, "Where's the any key?"
Where's the any key?
He's like, "Yes, I will have a tab clear."
And then he gets like the dipping bird.
Why? This is all your fault.
Quite honestly, in like 2020, how many people do you think tried that?
Oh, so many. It's just a shame because if The Simpsons had finished after like 20 seasons, it's one of the best TV shows ever. But it's just it's gone on far too long now.
It has been that if it's finished after 8. Have you guys seen? I know it's weird because it's in like season 27 or whatever, but Bat Hood is a really good episode. Like honestly, Bat Hood is one of the best episodes of Simpsons ever created. Oh look, it's G.I. Joe.
We watched some of the most recent ones, and it was just too many like innuendos and too many.
They're trying so hard to be hip.
Quote, like adult jokes, whereas it was never really about that.
Have you seen the video of Bart Simpson doing the fucking plot?
No.
It's disgusting. Here's the thing, because I like Simpsons episodes that people don't like, and one of those cunts, but I can't even forgive any of like the last 5 seasons.
They should have just got to the movie and then stopped.
Yep, exactly. Can someone talk me through Sergeant Slaughter's hair, please?
So when a man and a woman love each other very much,
look at that hair.
I like how he kept the bit at the front.
That's the thing. That's the thing I find so offensive.
You know what's mad? It's like someone took Hogan's haircut and added the one that Tyson Kidd used to have.
So Sid at this point is face.
Yes, you can tell because he's wearing baby blue tights.
He's not Psycho Sid anymore. He's just Sid.
He's Sid Justice.
What I like right now is Garth is spoiling who comes out because he's a fucking.
He's that far ahead, yeah.
Hold on, that far ahead.
Because are you watching the one with the time code? Or are you watching the official video at the bottom?
It's the full match.
Okay, so then yeah, it's because you're on a different fucking feed than us.
But it
will have cut some of the bits out. It'll have cut the timings out and stuff like that. The countdowns.
Yeah. The countdowns are still on.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, Batman symbol, P, 4, Q, banana.
That's just reminded me of that.
It's Sid Justice.
Oh my god, we didn't see that coming. I'm still mad that he's turned up my fucking 97, 89, and 2000 project.
Still
my
one
biggest...
of the worst wrestling injuries I have ever seen.
No, it's
Fucking
ridiculous.
Horrible.
You know what I love? Sid's had an IWGP Championship match, so whenever someone goes, no one bad ever wrestles for the IWGP Championship, my first go-to is, well, Sid wrestled for it.
No, it is though. I never hated Sid at the time. I quite enjoyed
no, you
it.
didn't hate Sid at the time, but at the time you'd be, what, 8?
Teen.
8E. But no, that's fine, because you like Sid when you were a kid, but, like, I'm not a kid anymore. And fuck Sid.
He had, in his second run with the WWE, he had some good matches, but that's mainly because of
Name
Shawn.
one.
His match at Survivor Series 1996 with Shawn is a good match. It is
What did you give that
categorically
match?
a good match.
What did you give it?
I reviewed it for the site. Hang on. I'll just go on to podmania.co.uk and find our match ratings, which are all available for you.
I believe I've watched it before. I'd give it like a 3.25 if I'm feeling generous.
I think I gave it 3.5.
Have you ever seen the follow-up of the Rumble?
I've never watched the 97 Rumble. Oh no, I've watched the Rumble match. Sorry.
I wouldn't watch the 97 Rumble. Half of it is made up by fucking luchadors who don't know the rules. Like Mil Mascaris eliminated himself.
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah. I thought Shawn looked great. Shawn made Sid look great. Sid was billed as a legitimate threat. He looked, for the first time ever, as a legitimate threat. So yeah, I gave it 3.5.
Okay, fair. But then, like, in the new year, he was having matches with Brett, who, like, Brett in early 97. Amazing.
Oh, we got another entrant.
Garth, who was it?
It is the Warlord. Oh, it's this. I remember now. It's
Quickest
Goldberg's
elimination.
dad.
Is it just me, or is Warlord what Garth would look like if Garth got really jacked? I mean, if you guys don't know, Garth is already really jacked. But if Garth got, like, on roids, that's what Garth would look like.
Garth is basically that stacked that he can't buy shirts that fit him anymore. Because
Yeah,
he just hulks out of them.
Yeah, he could stand next to Goldberg, and Goldberg would be like, oh man, I'm looking into the mirror of the past right here. It's still mad to me that Garth doesn't like Goldberg, but yeah, that's his Twitter handle.
Not like him. I did like him. I don't know.
To be fair, it was weird, because when I was watching the Rumble on Sunday night, I was amazed about how invested I was in Drew versus Goldberg.
It wasn't terrible.
No, that's the thing. It was what you'd expect, but also, like, my Scottish pride took over. I'm like, come on, Drew.
I think people watched it because there was like
Genuine
People watched it
terror.
because they wanted to watch the Rumble
terror.
match, and that was necessary to get to the Rumble match.
No, I don't think that was it at all. I genuinely believe people were that terrified that Goldberg was going to beat him.
Oh, I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. Who won the Rumble predictions, by the way?
Me.
it was a draw, wasn't it?
I won the Rumble, but Garth won both nights of Wrestle Kingdom. Again. That makes it
you know what it is?
3 in a row.
It's because
Really?
Garth is in the Wrestle Kingdom ecosystem, so he's booking on
Yeah.
just the names he recognizes, which is how New Japan books Wrestle Kingdom.
Genuinely, me and you fell down, Chris, because we booked the Empire to win and they lost all 3 matches.
Oh, how silly of us. We thought the new heel factions did win. Fuck's sake.
What time stamp are you guys at? Because my thingies totally froze.
2.5 hours.
Exactly.
2 hours.
Well, no, 2.5
2 hours,
hours,
30,
44.
46, 7, 8.
48, 49, 50.
Oh, Warlord's gone.
Bye, Warlord. I wonder if Warlord's still going.
Stop looking at every single... Oh no, Rick Martel
I'm sorry, but I have
Roddy
dual
Piper.
screens. I have dual screens right now, and I'm trying to justify it. So,
So I assume
the
Warlord
final
was
four.
number 30 then.
it's not fair to Flair. Warlord.
Tell you what, in the 90s, there's not a better Final Four, is there really? Oh, Savage is gone, just as we said.
I'm sorry, but like, there's a better option than Sid. Come on. Okay, so Warlord had 2 matches in 2020. The one we mentioned before that had fixing,
Oh yeah.
and him and Jay George, your guess is as good as mine, got defeated by Steve Mack and Anthony Gangone.
Not Rodney Mack.
Oh, Hogan's gone.
No, it's not Rodney Mack.
Bye, Hulk. Why? I don't understand why Hulk Hogan is getting annoyed. There was nothing wrong with that. It was a fair elimination.
See, Hogan can... It's like with Cena. Hogan can fuck over his friends, but his friends can't fuck over him.
Why are you trying... What are you doing?
Hogan was the face going into Mania.
So Hogan is just...
You
what's he doing?
absolute bitch. You
Hogan is such a good
absolute fucking bitch. Great stuff for Flair winning. I was listening to a podcast and it must have been... It must have been Bischoff. It must have been H. No, it can't have been. I was listening to something anyway, and it was to do with the 92 Rumble. And they said Hogan was legitimately hot about this. Like, he was actually really, really angry. And he got backstage and was fucking fuming. Was, like, seething. And Sid apparently just turned around to whoever was backstage and went, I'm gone. I'm not fucking having this. What the fuck is he doing? He's the top guy and he's behaving like this. Fuck off. And they managed to persuade him to stop till Mania. But that's why he left after Mania. And this, of course, sets up their stellar WrestleMania encounter.
It's mad to me that main evented.
Over the WWF Championship. Just
Yeah,
bear
not
that
only
in mind.
that, the WWF Championship with that fucking stellar match between Well, I'll say stellar, that really good match between
Savage and
Flair and Savage, yeah.
And just think, I will just point out as well, that we are currently watching the end of the match. Flair has won the WWF Championship.
Oh, he's gone.
And isn't it? And he's lucky to be in screen.
He's not even in screen, he's ran backstage. It's fucking disgusting. I hate Hogan.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's so weird because, like, people like Flair, like Terry Funk, like, ones who were brought up in the territories, like, I know Hogan was, but ones who, like, made their name on the territories, they have such...
That's in there, it is.
They have such a sense of, we need to put the next guy over. Like, how many people did Flair put over? How many people did Funk put over?
Flair's entire gimmick was putting people over. Like,
Yeah, that's
his
the thing.
entire thing was his defense, was his selling.
Even when Flair lost, because that's the way the NWA Championship had to be. Even when Flair lost, it was like, oh fuck, he'll get him next time. How could he not get him next time? And then you have Hogan, who's like, lol, Hogan wins, and then kept that no matter where he went. He went to fucking TNA when he was 175 years old. And still main evented fucking Starrcade. Not Starrcade, Bound for Glory. Same thing, really. Disgusting. He's a cunt.
Right.
I'm not hearing anything to the... He's a cunt. He's a racist cunt, too. Good stuff.
Let's stop it there, then.
He sold a shitload of merch, but, you know, who cares? I don't care about how much money someone makes. I care about their work, and Hogan's work is shit.
Speaking of money, there's a book called Nitro, which is amazing. Proper details everything about WCW. It's a really, really interesting read. And they've got an excerpt of Hulk Hogan's 1998 WCW contract.
Oh, I'm interested. Go on, tell me.
He had a signing on bonus of $2 million just for signing the contract.
In 95?
In 98, this was his contract extension in 98. He got £600,000 for 6 pay-per-view appearances. He was only scheduled to do half the pay-per-views. And he was to earn 15% of all WCW profits. And there was, whenever he was on TV, he was to be in the featured match. And that was stipulated in his WCW contract. It's
Thanks,
fucking
You get it?
lunacy.
The thing is, like, when someone goes, this thing made money, therefore it's good. And I'm sort of like, no, because quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about how much money something made. What you should care
Problem
about
is,
as a
like,
consumer is
when
how
it-
good
It's we're looking at it from an outside point of view, though. If somebody's
if
making
you're
you a shit
if
ton
you're-
of money, you're not bothered.
Oh, if you're Hogan, yeah, I get that, but also as consumers, we shouldn't, like, for example, one of the biggest selling manias of all time is WrestleMania 34. Is that a good mania? No, it fucking isn't. We shouldn't care about how much money
know,
someone
but-
made. As consumers, we shouldn't care about that.
Whatever, that's the way business works, isn't it? Whatever's
I know it's the way
acceptable
business works, but like as consumers,
will
we shouldn't fucking care.
always be
Like,
fucking repeated.
impress someone else with your fucking bank account full of money. Give me some good wrestling.
I'd quite like to have that amount of money. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I would do disgusting things with that
If it
kind of
was
money.
offered, I would take it. honestly, like,
100%.
If
You
it
can't
was
blame
like,
Hulk Hogan for taking
like,
that contract, mate. Fucking hell.
either I can go to work and do like good
think
work
you know the
and
answer.
get a decent wage, or I can sit at home on my arse and turn up every now and then and get paid fucking 10 times it.
Exactly. Of
Yeah,
course you're going to do
it's
that.
great. It's great for Hulk Hogan, but I don't give a fuck about Hulk Hogan's well-being. But you know, if I had that much money, you know, this is probably a far-on conclusion. Do you two listen to Kendrick Lamar?
Nope.
Yeah, I saw that coming. To be honest, you know,
Completely wrong audience for that, mate.
You know his song "Swimming Pools."
No,
Nope.
we don't listen to Kendrick Lamar.
It was such a big song, right? So like he has like a swimming pool full of liquor, and you dive in. If I had $2 million, I'd have a swimming pool full of liquor, and I'd dive in. No, you know what I'd have a fucking Scrooge McDuck safe.
But not made of coins, because that would
Not
really
made of
fucking
coins.
hurt.
Fucking
No,
exactly.
it would be made of paper. It would be like paper money.
Right, Garth. Opinion on
Yep.
the match.
Loved it. Obviously Flair's like the MVP, but I think Piper was amazing. Bulldog had a good run in. It was good to see some of the old people like Rick Martel and Texas Tornado and people like that. It was just a really fun match. I mean, there was some fucking dog shit in there, like Berserker and stuff, but that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about,
Skinner.
You leave
Yeah,
my
it's
boy
just about-
alone.
it's just about like having fun, and it was fun, and
Absolutely.
yeah, just really, really good match. Didn't seem as long as it was.
No, it didn't at all. Didn't at all. Chris?
Okay, so the best Rumbles ever have sections. Like, so 2001 had sections, 2010 had sections, 2008 had sections, 2020, which is quite frankly my gold standard for Rumbles, had sections. This didn't. Like, it was sort of just homogenous. Everything sort of flowed into each other, which is fine, but also there's only really two stories, and only one of those stories was going throughout, which was Flair. Otherwise, all the stories happened at the end. And I understand.
Kind of how it was then.
I know, but I understand. Like, I think of the first stretch of Rumbles, this is easily the best one. I'd like to even say of the first 10 years of Rumbles, this is probably the best one. When did the Rumble start? Like 88?
First
So, out of the-
televised one, yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, out of the first 10 Rumbles, out of the first 10 Rumbles, this is the best one. I am not even disputing that. But they've since got down the Rumble formula to a T, which means when they get it right, it's fucking amazing. So, like, you have to understand, I'm not coming at from... I understand that you could try and come from things at the perspective of time, but you're always going to have the more modern influence in there, and there's less pomp and circumstance, there's less everything, and there's only one real story, and it's a good story, but it's been done since, and in my opinion, it's been done better since.
But it's the first one. It's the inaugural one. It's what every other
I know.
story of this
Okay, but-
aspires to be. You look at Rey
It is.
Mysterio and they compare it to the Ric Flair one. The Ric Flair, in my opinion, this one's better because
this
he's
is better
not
than
just. A,
06. Yeah,
it's
definitely.
better than. This is better than every other
This
Iron
is-
Man
wait,
one,
this is-
in my
this is
opinion.
This is probably top 10 Rumbles, definitely, but like, Please Please Me was the first Beatles album. That's no one's favorite Beatles album.
That's a completely different thing. That's completely different.
It's not, though, because it's the same concept. It's the same thing. It's Royal Rumble happens year and year and year and year. Like, okay, for example, so Mr. T and Hulk Hogan versus Piper and Orton? Orndorff. What's the first main event? But so what?
Yeah, but nobody likes that. That's
Okay.
That's the thing. Nobody's
I
looking
think you're
back
fine.
at that.
Paul
Nobody was there at the time saying
Paul
that was a good
Orndorff's
match.
mother was a very big fan of that match.
Mrs.
Like,
Orndorff.
I understand the historical significance of this, and there are wrestling matches from this period which I consider, like, even from before, like Flair versus Steamboat, or even Flair versus Savage, even going on to this Mania with Hart versus Piper. Stuff from this era does hold up, but in my opinion, as someone who only watched this Rumble after hearing nothing but hype from it like 5 years ago for the first time, it doesn't hold up to the hype this gives. It's a good Rumble. It's a solid Rumble. It's about as good as... I want to compare it to a Rumble, but I'm going to get in trouble no matter what I compare it to. But it's like probably top 10 Rumbles ever. And I can even see a case of top 5 for when it happened. But it's not in my top 5. I'm sorry. It's just, as someone who has no nostalgia, no connection to this time period, it does fall flat.
I think that's the
for
problem, though. You're looking at it with a modern eye,
Right,
and of course you're going to, because you're looking back at it. Of course you're going to.
But here's the thing. Again, I can look at stuff with both a modern eye and adjusting it for its time. And like, again, Flair versus Piper at the following Rumble, or 1991. Like, there's a ton of shit from 1991 I really enjoy, but that can't help but color your perspective.
But then wrestling has changed. Wrestling has moved on, and that's the thing.
But
You've
like,
got to think that this wasn't what wrestling is now, what wrestling is today, isn't what wrestling was in the 1990s. And you have got to look at it and judge it again.
There's stuff from that period where even when I judge it both as the period and like that's the thing, it is something that of its period is very, very good. But
I think you're wrong. And
I'm saying I don't like it, but it's objectively good. I don't know how much fairer I could be to this.
I don't honestly think you could name me 5 better Rumbles than this.
I
will give you 2001, and I will give you 2008.
2020.
Maybe. I did enjoy 2020.
2010, with it goes from the Punk stuff to the ring filling out to that Edge return to the Shawn Michaels stuff at the end. I'd say that's at least on par with this.
Okay. Tell me another.
So we had so far 2020, 2010, and 2001.
Yeah.
2008, I can see why you'd put below this, but for me personally, you have to understand I was 10 when that happened.
It's got the Cena return, and that's it.
It's got the match with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker at the start. And
I'm sorry.
Okay, carry on. So what's that? 4 and one more. Again, I've said I can see this as a top 5 Rumble.
You said top 10. It doesn't crack top 5, is what you said.
No, it doesn't crack my top 5 because my top 5 is completely fucking subjective. Because 2017's in my top 5 because I fucking screamed when Nakamura won. Not 2017, 2018. Sorry, when Nakamura won.
I was just going to say 2017 when Orton won. Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, I got completely fucking mixed between the two.
That was just clicking on default. Default.
I can see why someone would love this Rumble, but I don't, is my point. I can see all its good aspects, but because of the length of time between me seeing it, and like, you have to understand, like, I'm trying to think of a movie example, like when you get told something. Well, for me, that's Jurassic Park. I didn't want you to just shout at me again. But like, when you've been told for so long that something is perfect, and then you get to it and you just don't see it.
The problem is, like it's like anything though that has this sort of mythical status.
That's the thing.
It's never going to live up to that.
This got put up to a status which it could never match. Like, for example, if Garth saw some of the like classic Misawa matches, I wouldn't expect him to love it as much as people who went into it with more of a clean eye, because he's been told for ages that it's the best thing to ever happen.
I would, after watching this again, this is probably only about the fourth time I've seen it. It didn't seem as long as I remembered, and it didn't seem as, what's the word, like, there didn't seem as much going on, if you know what I mean. Like, it's still top 3 for me. I don't think it is top. I honestly
it's not top for me, to be fair.
I honestly think 2020 has eclipsed it, and 2020 is the best Royal Rumble.
The top 3 for me is, in no particular order, 2001, this, and 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2020 was the best Rumble they've done in years.
But it's still of a very, very high standard, considering its age, because look at the people that are in it.
Considering Rumbles... Exactly. And especially considering that Rumbles before this had just been punching and punching and punching. Now, I'm not saying that this is a perfect Rumble. I am not saying that at all. For God's sake, Jim Duggan was in it. But I think it holds up well to the test of time. And I do think it's one of the best Rumbles. And it's, you know, whether that's star power, whether that's nostalgia, whether that's, you know, the ending and Flair going the entire way through, and then you've got the Sid and the Hulk Hogan thing, even though Hulk Hogan is being a complete bitch about the entire situation, has no ground to stand upon. That
almost... Well, it does ruin the end of that match completely.
Yeah, and I'm with Chris on that, because, again, Flair has done this entire Rumble, has gone 50-odd minutes. I think the Rumble goes just over an hour. And Flair does the majority of that and is genuinely lucky to be in shot for more than 5 seconds before it pans to the Sid and Hogan thing. And it's like, it does sour it slightly. I
think because but the way this was put forward to me before was that it was a Rumble with no flaws. It was like the perfect Rumble.
Oh, no, nobody's ever said that, have they?
Well, that's the way it's put forward to, like, you have to understand, when you see something unanimously praised, that's what a flip switches in your mind.
Not at all. Like, Omega versus Okada, the 7-star classic, which is an absolutely phenomenal match. As damn near perfect as you are going to get, in my personal view. It's got flaws? Of course it has.
Oh, that's like nothing...
there is no such thing as the perfect match, and anyone that tells you any different it's just nonsense.
Nothing is without flaw. Like, if you sat down and nitpicked it, you would find flaws.
Exactly. Two of the greatest WWE matches on Michaels versus Undertaker. And to my mind, they should have got 5 stars from Meltzer.
Undertaker necked himself, yeah.
Exactly. There's flaws in the match.
But then, what I love it, like, for me, I've always sort of had this philosophy. The difference between, like, a 9 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10 is a feeling. And, like, for me, this is like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 Rumble. This is still a really good Rumble for me. But I think, because of the inherent nature of a Rumble, it requires your emotional investment. And I'm sorry, I can't sit here and just be clinical about wrestling. I love it too much. And because I don't have any I have connections with Undertaker, Flair, and then maybe a hatred of Hogan.
Savage,
yeah, but he's barely fucking in it.
Yeah,
and then he eliminates himself he basically eliminates himself because he forgot what the rules were for a second. Again, I do not argue with people when they say this is their top 5, even if they say it's their favorite Rumble. I don't argue with them at all. I can't argue with them, because if you look at a Rumble from a structural wrestling standpoint, it's garbage. It's all contrived. It's all about emotional investment. And that's why the New Japan Rumbles, or like random Rumbles you see on the bottom of an indie card to fill out the numbers. they fall flat because there's no fucking emotional investment there. But because of how most people were brought up in wrestling, you have an emotional investment in that Rumble. So, like, for example, if, like, Garth was talking about how we were showing his kids the 2006 Rumble, and that's probably that kid's favorite Rumble because he loves Rey Mysterio.
He loves it.
Yeah. Like,
it is slightly different, but I do get where you're coming from.
But so, like, wrestling requires emotional investment to begin with, but a Rumble more so requires that emotional investment. Like, going back to 2018, most people's heart was in their mouth when it came down to Roman versus Shinsuke. When people revolted against, say, the 2014 Rumble when Bryan didn't come out, that was not a clinical thing of, oh, Bryan's the perfect person to lead up to that. That was a groundswell. The reason they had McMahon win the Rumble in 99 was because they knew it would trigger an emotion in the audience at the time. So, like, when I see this Rumble so far, like, it's the same when that's why I say of the early Rumbles, this is the best one, because the early Rumbles are the ones where I have next to no emotional attachment to them. Okay. And if you know my favorite Rumbles from before, like 08, 2017, 2000, apart from 2001, which is like a different beast entirely. All of that is stuff of while I've been watching.
2001's fucking class.
2001 is great. But I think 2001 I can't even deny because Kane kills the honky tonk man, and I can't argue with that. I can't. Like, if someone had murdered the Berserker in this match, it might be my top 5.
Garth, give us your match rating then. No, it is difficult to rate a Rumble. You have got to adjust slightly. But if you were to give a rating, what would you give?
4.5. Easy.
I agree, actually. 4.5.
It's an objective 4-star range match. A good Rumble is an objective 4-star range match. But also, I feel bad when I rate a Rumble because it just seems unfair. Also, it throws up the way I calculate match of Wrestler of the Year to no end. Because it then means, like last year when I was calculating who my Wrestler of the Year would be, it meant fucking... It was the really stupid, like... It meant Santina Morella was fucking in that Wrestler of the Year contention, and it's like, that's fucking weird.
Good wrestler, Santino, to be fair.
No, Santina.
Oh, God.
His less talented sister.
Right, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll leave it there for today. That it was the Royal Rumble 1992. Thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. Google Play, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, we're there. Please make sure to leave us a 5-star review and a comment. It really does help the podcast out. Check out www.podmania.co.uk for all our match reviews, podcasts, archived episodes, match ratings, features. All that sort of jazz is up there. We have merch. You can go to our website and you can get merch. Yes, we have merch.
I legitimately want one of, like, what's bad because it's Teespring, we don't like have stock. It's like all done through them. Yes. What's bad is I really want a Stardom Cast shirt, but I can't afford one.
I have lowered the prices. They give us a price that they tell us to.
It's because they take
sell
stuff.
it for.
Actually, this is stuff we talk about after the but yeah. But
so,
buy our
yes,
stuff.
Go and buy our stuff,
It will
please.
give Rob money and he might give me and Gav commission.
A wage.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally, I saw all the hours I put into this podcast.
You can talk to us on Twitter at PodMania Podcasts. You can talk to me on Twitter at RealRobGoodwin. Garth, where can they find you?
Garthberg.
Chris?
What is my truth? I never say it out loud. Chris loves Piero. That's what it is, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That. Chris loves Piero.
Okay, and we'll be back next week, same time, same place, with our regular format of our 3-match watch along. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys again soon.
You've been listening to the PodMania Pro Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at PodMania, Facebook at PodMania Podcasts, and YouTube and Instagram at Real PodMania. And check out the website, podmania.co.uk. Until next time, wrestling fans.